I'm over here just bopping away. I don't know. I like that music. It's really cool. So I am going to fester a little bit and give viewers a chance to get in the room before I get started. But while I do that, I am going to introduce myself. Welcome to Pammie Locs presents Locs Talk Live with Pammie. Of course, I'm Pammie. Hi. Um, Summertime, this is me, sloppy buns all day. I had a really nice one earlier. The thing about sloppy buns, they can't be repeated. They sort of happen by accident, but when they do, they look fire. Okay. Um, but yes, sloppy buns, summertime, sloppy buns. Hey, Donna Lee. Thank you. Thank you. Donna Lee showed up. Hey, girl. Thank you for coming. See, she already loving me on the style. Thank you, girl. You guys, you touch my heart, girl. You touch my heart. I had just started, so you got here just in time. Um, as I was saying to the viewers, number one, when you come in, please hit that thumbs up. It helps move my content along so that I can reach more viewers. Um, and that's important to me because education is very important, right? Furthermore, my name is Pamela. I'm affectionately known by many as Pammie. That has been my nickname since childhood, and that's one of my nicknames from childhood, but it happens to be my favorite nickname from childhood because it matches my personality, I guess. But I am a loctician and an organic natural hair care specialist, as well as a lockologist. Three titles: loctician. Who doesn't know what a loctician is? Now, here's the problem: there's a lot of locticians out there that are not certified and often don't know what the hell they're doing, but they give themselves the title. I am not one. I am a certified loctician. I actually went through a whole course and apprenticeship to get my certification to start, maintain, and care for locks. So that's generally what I do as a loctician, but also to further that, I'm also a great support system because a lot of what my clients go through, I went through. I learned a lot of the material that I learned throughout the course through trial and error before I put myself in the court and in the course. Why? Because my arrogant behind thought that my knowledge for natural hair care was enough for me to maintain a lock journey. I was wrong. I was quickly proven wrong. So, and I am very appreciative of that, which leads to my next title, Organic Natural Hair Care Specialist. What does that mean? It means that I maintain your natural hair in its natural state with its natural texture without altering the texture of your hair. And there is a natural where you find alternative ways to straighten your hair and do different things with your hair. And then there's organic natural, when you maintain and keep your hair as is, styling it, washing it, and just wearing it as it is, styling it as it is in its current texture and state. So that's the difference between the two. Not only that, you're not using highly intensive chemicals or high intense heat to do things to your hair. So that's very minimized as well. Some of which, don't get it twisted. Organic natural hair care is not absence of all chemicals, but it's not using extremely harsh chemicals. That is the difference. So keep that in mind. And lockologist simply is the study of locks. I continuously study locks from the origins and history of locks all the way to the current, as locks is an evolution, is constantly changing. Different things that you learn throughout the journey. I learn a great deal of what I discover from my clients. So My classroom never stops. I continue to learn. And what I learn, I extend and teach. So, yeah, I have comments here. What is going on? Birds are flying and bumping into my window. That's the third one that did that today. I have to look this up. Something's going on. Why are the birds flying into my window? And it's not like they that damn clean, not from the outside. Maybe inside, but not outside. You saw that it was 7. Sleep and wait. Thank you, Donnelly. I appreciate you. Love you. Okay. Okay. So, moving forward, what are we going to talk about today? Summertime styles, maintenance, routines, and tips. The summertime, it's harsh when it comes to your hair. Summer, don't play with us. Um, See, wintertime, we could kind of get away with a lot of stuff because we spend most of our time indoors during the wintertime. But you have the stuff that you can do anytime you're gonna go outside in the wintertime. But again, you can cover your hair and do so much more to protect your hair in the wintertime. Summertime, it's hot, it's sunny, so you're talking about UV rays from the sun, which is radiation, and that could be harmful to anybody. I don't care if you're melanated or not. Radiation ain't good for nobody. You need some protection. I still got you up here, Donnelly. Sorry. Banners. We'll put that. Welcome to Talk with Pammie. And getting back to what I was discussing, summertime, you have heat, you have the sun, you have UV rays. People are outside, right? You have the high pH, heightened pH above your own hair in pool water, which also contains chlorine that can do some pretty intensive damage to your hair, as well as the ocean. The ocean, as lovely as it is, that salt water from the ocean can really do some stuff to your hair, Rick? Yeah. Come here a sec. So we're going to talk more about these different things and, of course, do Q&A at the end. Look in that bigger navy blue bag. It's an aqua green box inside of it, another navy one. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we're going to talk about those things. Now, last week I had shared with you guys how I was navigating and playing around with this software in regards to how to share my screen and do different things so that my viewers can see what I'm displaying to you, because I can't demonstrate everything. And I know sometimes it's difficult to explain things because I use a lot of lingo that's hair terms, and a lot of times it's hard for people to understand. And I know it is because when people are asking me questions, they'll use terms and I'll be like, what do you mean? So they will have to explain further what they are talking about. And then I will give them the correct term for that particular thing that they may be asking me about. So I am trying to learn how to break down and speak in layman's terms when it comes to explaining things about hair without using all of these education words that we get from training in school and stuff like that. I think I've done pretty well with it, but sometimes I can get a little winded and start talking, the term starts spewing out, and I try to steer away from that. So if you do have any questions about summertime hair care, please put it in the comments so that we can cover it this evening. Last week was a really great success, um, and a massive increase of viewers came in to watch Locs Talk Live, both in the chat as well as like the replay. And that made my heart smile. It did. So let me go to the comments. Somebody just popped in the comment with something. Hey, Olea, how are you? I missed you last week. She says to everybody, hello, queens. Yes, we missed you last week, girl. Girl. I did answer your question last week. I don't know if you saw the replay, but I did answer your question about using drops of essential oil to put into your refresher spray. So I hope you caught that. Okay. So, talking about the things that we're going to talk about tonight, Leia, Lele, I'm going to catch you up, girl. We're talking about summertime hair care and stuff. Now, I know that you like to do your quarterly retwist. So I'm going to really give you tips on how to make sure you keep your crown right in the summertime, because you have a lot of elements that you're fighting with during the summertime. You got the heat, you got the sun, you got UV rays. You want to be outside. If you want to go swimming, you got to worry about damages that chlorine can do to your hair. You got to worry about damages that can happen to your hair with the ocean water and stuff like that. So we got to know when is the right time. And I don't want people to be like, oh, you telling me all this now? I'm scared to go to the pool. No. Go to the pool. Go to the pool. Go to the beach. But you can fix it. You can, it's not going to damage your hair to the point where, oh my God, I'm going to lose my hair. It's just a matter of don't be negligent in making sure you put in the proper care, the aftercare that you need to put in to taking care of your hair when you're doing these things. So like, for instance, if you go swimming, don't let weeks go by before you wash the chlorine out of your hair. That's something you have to wash out of your hair immediately. Don't go to the beach and not wash the salt water out of your hair, because next thing you know, you got dry, brittle hair. And you're like, what the hell happened? You know what salt does? It sucks the moisture out of everything. Okay, so wash it out. So yeah, we got some comments here. You was getting fit. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been getting out more, taking walks and stuff. So I did a whole, you know, Donnelly, Olea, or Lele, Donnelly. You both are clients of mine, so I like to introduce my Loc family to each other. Hello, ladies. So we're gonna move into Q&A. And again, I learned how to use my screen sharing feature. So we're going to go into that in a minute, right? So share screen, right? Hi, y'all. Can y'all see me? I see y'all. Can y'all see me? So this is my daily 5-minute morning lock routine video that I have here on YouTube. I'm going to talk you through this. Now, here's the thing. The morning routine for moisturizing your hair is not that long. It's very short, like 5 minutes. But here's what we do during the other seasons like fall and winter and springtime. Sometimes we can get so busy doing a whole lot of other things that we fall off the routine. The summertime is that one season. You don't want to risk that. So make sure that this is something you do every day. Now, keep in mind, I want you to understand something. In this video, I am using another brand of products that I also use, but they are no longer available. So as I go through, I'm going to also come back and share with you the other brand that I use that also has the products that is necessary for you to Get your shit right. So I'm going to hit play, but I'm not going to have the sound on it because I'm going to be talking. So this is me. I got up in the morning. I'm wearing my hair bonnet. Yeah, my poor acting. My poor acting. Took my bonnet off. And this is like a few years ago. You see how much shorter my hair is there? It's not that long. It is now, but it's not then. Every single morning, this was my routine, especially in the summertime. I couldn't skip a day because skipping and that moisture, you don't want to do. So, first thing I did was I spritzed my hair with what? Refresher spray. Now, in the summertime, on the table, my refresher spray is by Made for Loc. And I use the aloe vera refresher spray during the summer months more than anything because it has aloe in it and it also has witch hazel in it, which will help protect my scalp. So I make sure I get full coverage and spraying all of my hair. As you see, I'm moving my hair all around, making sure I get all of it covered. And it's not dripping wet. Remember we talked about last week when I said you don't want to make your hair dripping wet because it's not, we don't have jerry curls, you know. Mind you, let me make clear, refresher spray is good for both locks and your natural hair. You can use it on your natural hair too if you just want a nice little mist to keep that, on there. Now this is the aloe vera gel. The Made for Loc brand also has aloe vera gel, but it's in the pump like this, okay? And I'm going to put down in my description what my link in the description for you to order these things if you want to order them. Now, for me, my scalp gets pretty dry in the summertime, and it's very common for most of us, especially us melanated people. When we have dry scalp, oftentimes it's misconstrued that we're supposed to oil our scalp when it's extremely dry like that. And it's the key to keeping the scalp from being super dry is moisture, not oil. Think about it this way: if you're thirsty, you're not going to pick up a glass of oil to quench your thirst. You're going to drink water. So aloe is more water based. So I put that on, and lock brushing, that is absolutely something that is necessary to keep your frizz maintained and under control, which is why I use it. Now, that is a brush from the brand that I was using at this time, but I also have my own. This one is a much smaller brush, but it's a soft boar hair brush. And I like using it because it's really soft and it's not hard on the hair, and it helps keeping the frizz maintained and down, right? So now I'm putting the oil on my scalp. Now, this is growth serum. It came in a little 1-ounce bottle back then. Now they come in 4-ounce bottles, about this size, right? And Made for Loc also makes growth serum. So, yeah, I put it on my scalp, and that's my trouble area. That's why you saw me point it out. I'm perimenopausal, and one of my symptoms is my hair density has decreased some, so it's not as thick as it used to be. I've been treating my hair for the past 3 months now to increase my density with an oil blend that I made myself, and it has been working because my hair density is, it's better than ever, and I'm using that in combination with the growth serum. So yes. Now my massage is in really good and everything. And as you see, we're 4 minutes in now, and I'm going to do the final thing. And that's just going to put a little bit of oil in my hand, right? And I'm going to spread that oil out on my hand and rake it throughout my hair, right? See how I'm doing that? That means you don't need crazy amounts of oil on your scalp. A lot of times people, they put way too much oil on their scalp. Please stop doing that, because then your hair gets really greasy, and oil is a magnet to dirt and debris. And in the summertime, there's nothing but stuff in the air, especially if you live in the city, and that's all. I finished. That's the end of that, right? So let me stop the screen sharing. With all that being said, that was quick, right? If you skip that 1 or 2 days, that's fine. But try to stick to doing that every day during the summer months, especially to keep your moisture up, keep your hair soft so it doesn't get dehydrated and brittle and stuff. So just from sharing that, there was a lot of comments here. Donnelly. So Donnelly knows that I'm tech savvy. And I have to put in a lot of studying and reading to make sure I do stuff right. And I'm not doing it until I get it right. I do it practices and stuff. So thank you, Donnelly, for pointing that out. And I appreciate you. Love you. You think this is the link that you would stop? The link that was in the video that I just put up, Donnelly? That would be a great length for you. Definitely great for you to maintain and keep your hair, Donnelly is not. She said, I'm going to have to go back to super wet because the moisturizer isn't moisturizing. Girl, you got some thick hair. Your hair loves to drink up some water. So I understand. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. And the brush can be found at your local beauty supply store. Absolutely. Just make sure when you buy the brush, it's not a hard bristle brush. It absolutely must be a soft bristle brush. Okay. And including the link, when I put my Made for Locs link in the descriptions below, you'll be able to purchase a brush there also if you choose to. I don't hold anybody to anything, but I just make it available to you. Lead the horse to water. Can't make a drink, right? Hello, melanated honey. How are you? I'm at the point that I'm just have to walk around with soaking wet locks because my gosh. Okay. You do not want to do that, sweetheart, because you saw the video about lock rot, right? You don't want your locks soaking wet all the time. That would be not good. Okay? Don't do that. Moisturize, yes. I always keep refresher spray in my bag because if I'm out, I always carry like a little small 4-ounce bottle with me because if I'm out, I'm a spritz again, because you want to make sure your hair doesn't get dried out, but you don't want it soaking wet. That would be the worst thing you could do. Do not do that, please. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 please. Okay. So we're going to move into hairstyles for the summer. Hairstyles for the summer. This is me. This is primarily going to be me most of the summer. Sloppy buns just sitting on top of my head because I don't want to put it in the ponytail in the back. It kind of pulls because my hair is so much longer now. If I'm not having my hair like just out and hanging, which is fine. But when I put it in a ponytail, it confines the weight of all of my locks to one location. So I can feel the gravitational pull of that. But when it's up here, it's sitting on top of my head. So there's no pull going on, which is why I like that my hair grew in as much as it did. So I can just pull my hair up. Nothing's on my back. Nothing's on my neck. I'm keeping cool. It's very important to keep that coolness going. Soaking wet, I can't be doing that. I'm going to look like a melting crayon. Donnelly, you should consider going into comedy, I swear, because the stuff you say, that's funny. Melting crayon. Excuse me, sorry. So let's talk about some summer styles. Does any of you have any questions in regards to summer styles? Throw those questions up into the comments. Now, again, I'm going to share my screen and give you some examples of summer styles that I wear. Okay? Yeah, because I'll be doing myself. I'll be trying, Okay. Yeah, okay. So, as I said, updo sloppy buns on top of my head. That's one of my go-to summertime lock styles. It keeps my hair up off my neck and off my back. If you have locks and you have any kind of length that's on your back, you will know during the summer months, your locks just laying on your back literally feels like you have a wool blanket draped over your shoulders. No. Now that doesn't mean that putting it on top of your head now you feel like you have a wool hat on. It's just you have on your clothing, right? And then you have your hair laying on top of that. And locks are pretty thick. Even if they're small like mine, they can still be pretty thick when it's laying on over fabric on your skin. And it could be hot. So you want to put it up, right? And because I have long locks, I don't want to cut my hair just to cool off. So this is one of the styles. I like to put it up. That's me on the beach, on vacation. Right? So next one is this one. All right. This is what they call a lock bob. I don't know. Did it come up? Can you see it? No. Should be able to come up. If you hear noise, that's my baby coming in the house. All right. So I'm going to put that down. We're going to put that down. And we're going to put this up. Hello, I'm live.
I saw your light from the path. It's that bright. I can literally see it. I can see the fucking shining circle.
You can see my halo light. Okay. I don't know why. Can y'all see? No, y'all can't see the lock bob. Stop sharing. So let me see this again, because screen share is Windows here, share. Okay, so that should do it. There we go. It came. Lock bob. This one, if you have long locks in your hair and you want to shorten it. Now, this is the length that I did mine, but you can make them shorter. It's very simple to do. I could do a demo. Y'all can put it in the comments if you want me to demonstrate how to do that, the lock bob. You can do it yourself, or you can go to your loctician and have them do it. It was very challenging for me to do it on my own hair. I ain't gonna lie. If I knew somebody that can do it, I would have had them do it, because after doing that, my arms were hurting. So I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So that's another style that I did in my hair. I have another style here, Donna Lee. She had her hair up in little buns, her little space buns. We'll always be having her eye makeup, y'all. Can we talk about this? Because this girl with her man, listen, follow Donna Lee, because she does some great makeup tutorial videos. And that eye makeup is just, girl. Well, you can't tell us nothing. No. But that is definitely another great style, right? This was another one. No, I don't want it that big. Can I do it again? I have to stop sharing again and come back in. I don't understand. Present. Share screen. Yes. Window. I think because I did like separate windows instead of like being able to scroll through. So this is another style that I wear in the summertime. Generally, I just have two braids in my locks, like literally went down the middle, did 2 braids, and wrapped them up and just have them like rolled up behind the back of my head. Um, I anchored those down using scrunchies instead of pins because I'm not a fan of pins. I hate pins. They stab me in my scalp. They hurt. I don't like it. But those are some examples of how I generally would take care of my hair and keep it up and keeping my hair cool. A lot of times people like to retwist their hair often in the summertime, just to expose their scalp. If you have natural hair, natural braids, like cornrows, um, box braids, natural twist, you don't even have to get extensions in your hair. If you just do your own hair and naturally twist it and or braid it and things like that to expose your scalp and keep it separated, and you can do moisture routines like the one that I showed earlier, that can help keep you nice and cool and things like that. So we have a bunch of comments here, and I'm feeling the love. Thank y'all. Oh, look at Ollie. Oh. When is the point that you're overstyling your locks? When you are doing stuff, this is a great question. Hold on. Donna Lee, this is a great question. When is the point that you're overstyling your locks? Overstyling to me is when you are putting styles in your hair that are too intense with tension and pulling. Such as like, and if you're doing it too often, like if you're changing your style like every day, that's overstyling also. Retwisting your hair way too often, that's overstyling. It's not styling, but it's just over intensifying the tension that's being pulled on your hair. So for me, that's why I said my go-to summer style is literally up, floppy bun, just sitting on top of my head. I'm a fan of the two protective Loc Styles. There's the 2-strand twist and the lock braids. Those are actually protective styles, which is why you see a lot of people with locks get either 2-strand twist or braids in their locks. It protects their hair. It keeps them from having to get retwist every month. You can go much longer between retwists because when you have those protective styles, such as the 2-strand and the braids in your locks, you can keep them in and still maintain your hair with moisturizing and also washing your hair. Now, here's the problem. Do not put a 2-strand or braids in your hair while your hair is very fluffy and frizzy because you risk your locks bonding together with the frizzes. So the best time to do a protective lock style is at the time when you get a fresh retwist, because when it's a fresh retwist, everything is smoothed down and with their designated lock. So when you twist them together or braid them together, you have a much lower risk of your locks bonding together. And yes, there is a period of time also for lock protective styles. Now, last week I talked about what's the period of time that I recommend you keep a protective style in your hair before you take it out and redo it. It's 6 to 8 weeks, right? And you get a grace period of an additional 2 weeks. So never go more than 10 weeks. With locks, it's 6 to 8 weeks. You don't get that grace period because now you are increasing the risk of your locks bonding together after that. So, but you can keep your protective twist and braids in. Yeah. I have some clients that come to me when they get their retwist and they put a protective style in and they keep that protective style in all the way through until right before they come to get their retwist. They'll take it out maybe a week before to allow their scalp the time to just kind of rest and not do anything. And then they'll come in for a fresh retwist and they'll put the protective style back in. So overstyling your hair is something that you do not want to do. You still want to allow your hair to just kind of rest, okay? All of the styles that I did show you, like the lock bob, that's another protective style, believe it or not, because it's just a 2-strand twist that's kind of giving a little bit of a little twist to make it more of a style, right? So that's an excellent question. Thank you for asking that, Donnelly. Hello, Susan. How are you? Two strand twist got me in the chokehold year round. I don't know what other styles to do. LOL. Susan is an example of what I'm talking about. She'll come, she'll get her retwist. I'll put a two strand twist in. But Susan, you have to understand with what you do for a living, that's really a perfect style for you because when you have stuff to do, let's not even talk about Miss Susan and her damn hair. Because if you look at any of the fanciest styles that I've done, it's on her hair. So when she needed, she know I got you. Know I got you, girl. You know I got you. Lisa says I remember that day. Lots of fun. Yeah. So she talking about the day on the beach. We had a lot of fun that day. That was a great trip. I can't wait till we go back. Didn't come up. Thank you, Donna Lee, for doing it. So yeah, we figured that out. Vanessa, hey Vanessa. She said loves this style. I don't know which style, but thank you to any of them. Donna Lee's, yeah, her double buns, they were so cute. We have this inside joke because people started calling Bantu knots space buns. Now, space buns are those big ass buns that Princess Leia wears over her ears on Star Wars. Those are space buns. Those little tiny things are Bantu knots. Space buns are the big ass honey buns that Princess Leia wore in her hair. Okay, that's what space buns are. All right. Yeah, this bob twist, that lock bob is fire. You know. Donnelly said her locks have been drying. You washed it, moisturized, and braided them in head wrap. Has that helped you? Share. Because that is helpful to do that. And then you take the head wrap off when you get home so to let it breathe some. Yeah, that's also important. If you're going to be covering your hair and either wearing head wraps or hair bonnets and stuff like that, you cannot be going days at a time with a hair bonnet on. You do need to take it off and let your hair breathe because the satin, it locks and holds in moisture and things like that. So if you're not letting your hair breathe, you can suffocate it. You don't want to do that. Let it breathe. So even if it's just for a couple of hours, because a lot of people, they work from home and they don't need to get on no Zoom calls for meetings and stuff. So they be sitting there with their bonnet on and everything and their glasses like this and I've been guilty of it a time or two. But, when I do consultations, I can't get on a call with a bonnet on my head. I got to fix myself up a little bit and look a little presentable. So, Piglet is over here. She's showing off for y'all. But you definitely, if you're going to be wearing head wraps or covering your hair, you do need to give your hair time. Remove it. Let your hair breathe. Because if you don't, you can suffocate your hair. Yes, you can suffocate your hair. Yes, Susan, you know I got you, girl. The lock bob and the space buns. Donna Lee, when I put the Bantu knots in her locks, that's one of my favorite styles to do in her hair. I love doing the Bantu knots on her hair. Afro pigtails. Okay. What else is here? Lately, I have one picture. That's a great style. I have worn pigtails to work out. I have two. A lot of times when I go walking, I'll put my hair into two ponytails and let them just kind of hang on the side so I get a little moisture, because we're going to talk about this later about, how the summertime you can sweat and stuff like that too. So Hold on, okay. Um, but pigtails during the workout is great. A lot of times when I do a workout, I try to keep my hair up. So sometimes I'll put the two pigtails, but I also will wrap them sometimes if I don't want it on my back. Because again, my hair is super long now, so it covers my entire back, and it's hot, and I'm menopausal, and I will fight you if I have a hot flash and you bother me. No, I'm kidding. I kid. I kid. So Vanessa says, I got scalp irritation from wearing my bonnet too much last week. Exactly. That can happen because, again, bacteria grows where there's moisture and little to no oxygen. So you want to make sure that you let your scalp breathe. Let your scalp breathe. That came from the fact that you were that's what it feels like when your scalp is suffocated. It starts to get irritated. Like, what the hell's going on? Where's my air? So just be mindful. Be kind to your hair. Yeah, covering your hair is absolutely great, but you also have to balance out when not to cover your hair. So I generally try to cover my hair only when I go to sleep. So even when I take a nap in the midday and I know I'm going to take a nap, I'll put my bonnet on because I don't want to be turning and collecting lint in my hair. That's why I cover my hair, number one. Moisture's not an issue because I stick to constantly moisturizing my hair, but covering your locks is definitely very important when you need to maintain and keep moisture in. All right. Oh, Donna Lee, great. Head wraps in satin are satin lined, but also I have a satin pillowcase and satin fitted sheets. Now, this is also important. Thank you for sharing that factor, Donna Lee.
I'm starting to believe that.
Jack Tyler. If you are a person who gets too hot because you're wearing a hair bonnet, and there are a couple of people, I think Susan, you said you get a little too warm when you have a head bonnet on at night, right? So an alternative to that is what Donna Lee has here. Satin lined satin pillowcases and satin fitted sheet. Now, if you're wearing satiny sleepwear, that's going to be a little challenging. You'll be slipping and sliding out the bed. But if you're not, then you should be comfortable. Satin actually will keep both your skin and your hair and your scalp cool, but it won't be snagging and pulling. So that is also a great alternative if you get too hot. And it's great to have in the summertime if you don't want to be too hot, Now, I know many would giggle when they say they spritz their hair like a ficus, but she's absolutely right. That's the whole point of the moisturizer. I don't know if you ever had a plant, right? And you spray the leaves and how happy your plant gets because you sprayed the leaves. And you saw how when I just sprayed my hair, I kept the bottle at a distance. Because when you're spritzing, the spray, this goes out and then lands. So you don't need to have it all up against right here because it's only going to be confined to that space. But in order for it to spread out and cover all your hair, you need a little distance, put a little distance between, okay? So Susan confirmed she feels really hot when she wears a bonnet at night. So she has alternatives to help keep herself feeling more cool when she's asleep. I hope that the satin pillowcase is an option for you, Susan, because trust me, I've done it before. I've been doing it more recently, especially because of the menopausal hot flashes and stuff like that. So it helps a lot for me. I want this to be over. I just could it stop already? I'd rather go through puberty again than to go through this, seriously. Donna Lee, listen, that satin fitted sheet is the best investment I made all year. She said it right there. So yeah. There's no more questions about the hairstyles and stuff. We can move on. So we talked about hair routines for the summer and hairstyles. protecting your hair for the summer. There are a number of ways to protect your hair for the summer. Generally, like I said, we all outside during the summer months, right? For me, I happen to like being out in the sun, which is why summertime is probably the season of the year I go out the most because I enjoy the sun. I love how my skin gets when it's sun kissed and I get darker. I love how I look when I get really good and tan. It's just I love it. So I enjoy being out in the sun. However, when I'm out there, I be out there for long periods of times. I find stuff and places to go where I'm out for hours in hot blazing sun. Again, I like being out in the sun. I can do heat. It's humidity that's hard for me. But humidity for me can be my friend also because my hair will stay, it won't dehydrate my hair. How do you protect your hair when you're out in the sun? There's a number of ways to do that. Depending on where I'm going, if I go somewhere that's really crowded, I need to cover my hair. So I do have lightweight head wraps that I use and I put in my hair. I'll put my hair up in a sloppy bun like this, and then I'll just lightly tie a head wrap and go on about my business. On about my business, you know. I have some fabrics from different African countries because I do have quite a few friends from different countries in Africa, and I'll ask them, could you bring me some fabric back? And they are so generous, they do bring back fabric for me. Some even go to extra distance and make me, full skirts because they know I love my full African skirts with the matching head wraps so they'll get enough to make me a full skirt and give me the rest of the material so I could use it as a head wrap. So head wraps is one, but you have to be very, very careful with head wraps, especially if they are not satin lined or anything like that or silky, because it can snag and pull at your hair. So when I do wear satin wraps in my hair, here's a tip, and this is what I do, but you don't have to. When I'm preparing the cloth that I'm going to put in my hair, especially if it's a cottony fabric, I will take some water and I'll dampen it before I put it on my hair. So while my hair is wrapped, my hair is still absorbing some moisture from the cloth, but I'll also moisturize my hair before I put that wrap on my hair as well. That's one of the things I wear. I have also invested in a couple of really nice summer hats that helps bring shade and block the UV rays from the sun from, glaring straight down on my hair. So that's another option. But again, I have a lot of hair, so that's not always the best thing for me. Also, again, moisture is also a way of protecting my hair from the heat in the sun. And the aloe vera refresher spray, the reason why I use it so much during the summer months is because, I have this thing backwards. What am I doing? The aloe vera refresher spray. So this should be better. It's better for me during the summer months because of the aloe vera that's in it that helps protect my hair, right? It also has witch hazel in it, which will go into the second part of this. Also, another way to protect my hair, I don't just put my aloe vera gel on my scalp. I'll put some in my hand too, right? And I'll just rub it on my hair. Same way what I do with the oil, but I'm just going to rub it on the back of my head. And what I like about doing that is the fact that it will cling to your hair. So it's holding on and putting moisture in your hair for a longer period of time than just the spritz by itself, right? And finally, now the last time that I had spoke about this, the SPF spray mist, I didn't have it, but I do have it now by Kula. You can purchase this on on Amazon. So it's 70% organic. Like I said, there's no such thing as organic SPF. It is actually a chemical base protected. So the bottle is small, it's only 2 ounces. It does not take a lot of it to, to cover your hair. And it also has this protector on the nozzle. So this is the nozzle, right? And when you spray it in your hair, again, you have to have it like 8 to 10 inches away from your hair. And as you see, same as before, it also spreads as you spray it. It smells good. This one is ocean salted sage. So, it smells lovely. This gives me protection and coverage for up to 4 hours. So this is so small, I keep it in my bag. That's why earlier you heard me ask Rick to get it out of my bag. Because I carry it when I go out. And if I'm out for more than 4 hours, I'm going to give myself another touch with it. Now, if you've never used this before, I suggest doing a skin patch test. This company is really good with taking returns if it's like, if you have any allergies and stuff to it. So a skin patch test is always best to put it right here on the fold of your arm, right by your elbow. You're just going to give it one spritz and let it sit, right? And you're going to wait about a half hour to see what happens to your skin. So you start feeling itchiness or swelling or redness and stuff. You may have allergies to the SPF spray and say, okay, well, I did a skin patch test. My skin is not reacting well to it, and you can return it, okay? And this is generally what any cosmetic product, most companies are very sensitive to the fact of making sure that they do not make people use products if they have allergies to it, right? And this one, they certainly don't give you crap about it because it's expensive. This little ass bottle is like $28, but it works. It's very effective. Okay. A lot of people did not know that you can spray SPF. Now, don't go get the can of the Coppertone SPF sunblock. That is not the same thing. If you put that on your hair, you might mess your hair up. Do not do that. It is specifically formulated to be used on hair. Okay. So that's how you protect your hair during the summer months. I also did a video on here with me doing the routine before I went out to take a walk. I said I was going outside to take a walk and the sun was a little up there and glaring. So I was like, nope, we need to get this right. And I put the aloe vera gel and spray on my hair, and then I coated the SPF on top of that, and it protected my hair. I was out for like an hour and a half. So yeah, right? So let's go to the comments. Okay. I'm just looking at the comments. Give me a second. Sorry. She's doing something. Oh man. The pillowcase, yeah. The pillowcase might be the best for you then, Susan. The sheets, it's a fence thing for most people. You gotta, do what works for you. You know. I think satin is very cooling too, because I've used it before. Not me wondering why you're showing us an inhaler. It's not an inhaler, girl. Stop. So yeah, I don't put. Yeah, y'all are in here cracking up. This is not the Coppertone. Yeah, not the Coppertone. Don't get that. That's not for your hair. That's for your skin. Okay, that's for your skin. So make sure that you do a patch test immediately when you order it, It is available on Amazon. Um, and no, I don't need to be paid for everything that I recommend because your safety is more important to me than anything. I like to use things that are more vegan and organic. And this is the most organic SPF hair mist that I found looking for stuff. It's on the expensive side, but definitely worth it. The ingredients in it are not crazy and harsh. You're gonna mess your shit up. You don't want that to happen. Donna Lee, no, you're not. Seriously? Well, all the skin advice you give me. Patch test. Vanessa, you be wearing a lot of silky satin sleepwear. That's why your behind slid off the pillow, off the bed. Vanessa, she got a lot of nice, really nice stuff. So now we're going to move down into protecting your scalp for the summer. Protecting your scalp for the summer months. Two things, very important. If you sweat crazy, be sure to keep your hair as freshened as possible. Again, this is why I highly recommend aloe vera refresher spray with both the aloe in it as well as the witch hazel. Witch hazel helps keep bacteria from growing. Also, diluted ACV water also is a natural microbial agent that helps keep bacteria from growing on your scalp. That way you don't have to be washing your hair all the time. However, in the summertime, washing your hair more often won't hurt you. Like, people ask me all the time, how often should I wash my hair? And I always answer, it depends on the season. Like in the summertime, now that we've reached summertime, I'll be washing my hair once a week, no more than every 10 days. Because I do get hot and sweat and stuff like that. And I just don't like sweat being in my hair. It doesn't smell bad or anything like that. I just don't like the thought of having a lot of sweat in my hair. So I wash my hair more often. And it just feels good to keep massaging my scalp and keeping it clean and stuff like that. However, a lot of people don't always have the time to do that. I'm able to do that because I go out and walk a lot during the summertime. So when I'm walking, I'm letting my hair air dry with the breeze and the sun and all of that stuff. By the time I'm in my house again, my hair's fully dry. So I'm able to do it. But everybody doesn't have that time to do that. So if you're still going every 2 weeks, which is generally what I recommend for most people when they're washing their hair once every 2 weeks, in the meantime, in between time, spritzing your scalp with the aloe vera spray, or preferably if you have really dry scalp during the summer months, the aloe vera gel is very effective. Just, you know how when you grease your scalp, well, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to use aloe vera gel on your scalp instead of oil. Again, quenching dryness, takes moisture, not oil. Oil aids with moisturizing, but it does not moisturize. So if you want to seal in moisture, then you incorporate oil with that. Me personally, in the summertime, I do a hot oil treatment every other week, and that's enough oil for me. And the rest is just moisture for me. And that's for me. That's not for everybody, not one-on-one. Everybody should do this. That's what I do for my hair. That's what works for my hair texture and density and things like that. So again, moisture comes down to porosity. And speaking of that, make sure every product that you buy has directions on the label. Now, the directions on labels for hair products generally work for medium porosity hair, right? Medium texture hair. So if you have low porosity hair where the cuticles are flatter, that's going to require a little bit more moisture, not so much more, but enough to kind of open it up, right? You don't always have to use more product. Like I said, when you have low porosity hair, you try to moisturize, try to get the cuticles to open up with the steam from the shower, or invest in one of the steam caps. That helps to open the cuticles up. So when you do moisturize your hair, the moisture will get in there. Once the moisture's in there, the cuticles, as your hair dries, will close back, but that moisture is already in the cortex, and it'll retain and hold on to that moisture for a longer period of time. This generally is why low porosity hair happens to be the healthiest and strongest of hair. It's just hard to get moisture in there. But once it's in there, it's in there. Medium hair is the easiest to moisturize because the cuticles are already slightly open. So you can moisturize, the moisture will get into the cortex and it will stay in there. It's open enough to let it in, but not to let it fall back out. High porosity hair, your cuticles is just like, it's like talking with liquid in your mouth. It's just falling right back out your mouth. So you got to continue to moisturize if you're using a liquid-based moisture, which is why when you have high porosity hair, I always recommend using something more with density, which the aloe vera gel will definitely work more. That's why I like to rub aloe vera gel onto the outer parts of my hair, kind of help protect the cuticles and not get them all shrunken up and dehydrated. That is feeding off the aloe vera. And so anytime that extra moisture needs, they'll drink it up and keep on going, keep on ticking, right? um, but to protect your scalp, again, moisturize it and make sure you use water-based moisturizer, which includes aloe vera gel, which is fine. Um, Also want to protect it from bacteria. So you can make diluted ACV water. How do you make diluted ACV water? Number one, you want to use distilled water. The reason for that is because it's much harder for mold to grow in distilled water than any other, right? So distilled water is excellent for making any kind of spray that you're going to put in your hair. In each cup, right, or every 4 ounces of distilled water that you put in the Spritz bottle, you can put a tablespoon of ACV. That's how much. That's it. You do not need a lot of ACV. You don't need to walk around smelling funky like vinegar. Okay? It takes a very small amount of apple cider vinegar to do its job on your hair. So if it's a full cup, 8 ounces, that requires only 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar diluted with that water. And you can literally separate your hair and spritz it on your scalp. And if it gets on your hair, that's fine too. It helps balance out your pH levels, keeping your hair super soft. Okay? And like I said, ACV is a natural microbial agent. And because it is, it'll help keep bacteria from growing in your hair and burrowing down into your hair follicles, causing potential damage to your scalp. You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want to trust me. Trust and believe that. So I have some questions over here in the comment section. Okay. Okay, Olea says she has an allergic reaction to SPF as well as the sun, so you have to wear hats, head wraps, and lightweight UV protection clothes. Understood. There's a lot of people that's allergic to it. That's why I said it. Make sure you do a skin patch test because some people, they don't even know that they're allergic to SPF until, yeah. So they do make a lot of lines of UV protection clothes and stuff like that. So thanks for pointing that out, Leah. Olea. Sorry. Oh, okay. That's a conversation amongst the chats. Okay, I mean to put my scalp treatment box. Yes, Vanessa, you do. But I'm patient. I ain't gonna fight you, trust me. But keep that in mind. If you have a spritz bottle, whether it's 4 ounces or 8 ounces, use distilled water. And for every 8 ounces of water, you add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, preferably the organic apple cider vinegar. Bragg's is a great brand, but there are a number of different great organic ACVs out there. Shake it up. I also, with mine, I like to put a few drops of my favorite essential oil in it to give it a nice scent. as well as the benefit. So I put rosemary essential oil in with mine because I like the scent of rosemary. And I have a second bottle that I also have tea tree oil that I put in, um, because the tea tree oil also working in conjunction with the ACV as a natural microbial agent helps keep bacteria down, and it also helps keep seborrheic dermatitis flare-ups from reoccurring after it's been treated, right? Uh, so if there's no more questions on protecting of the scalp. Now, one of the things that was going on in the conversation in the chat was Alea was saying that she actually has to get a special SPF from her dermatologist. So there are two ways to find out if you have allergies to SPF. Number one, go to an allergist and have them do tests on you, because sometimes, like Donnelly was asking, is it only to a specific SPF? Is it to all SPF, or is it specific ones? The allergist can tell you what kind of SPF you are allergic to, because sometimes you need a very low dosage of SPF so it doesn't irritate your skin. So I do understand there's a lot of people. That's why I tell people don't be so quick to go out and buy these expensive cans of SPF spray and putting it on your skin without knowing what your body can take. So make sure that you see an allergist. Most insurance is covered under an allergy doctor. Have them test your skin to see if you are having any allergies to SPF, and if you do, what specific ones. That way, that information can be taken from there to your dermatologist, and your dermatologist can give you a prescription for a specific SPF that will protect your skin. But there are a lot of designers out here now that are creating garments that are lightweight and breathable and wearable for summer months that also covers your skin to protect your skin from the UV rays of the sun. So that's awesome too. I hope that the information that I'm providing for you today will help you get through the summer without causing massive harm to your hair. So now we're going to talk about natural hair, right? Oh, wait, no. We're going to talk about natural hair. I don't know why it says protect ways to keep and cool during the summer. Okay. So, ways to keep cool during the summer with natural hair and locks. Again, don't take this as I'm scared now. I don't want to go to the pool. I'm scared now. I don't want to go to the beach. If you love the beach, continue to go to the beach. If you love going to the pool, continue going to the pool. I shared a few Loc Talk lives back why I don't like swimming in the pool. It's really a me thing. It has nothing to do with everybody else. You do have ways where you can check the water and things like that. But just be responsible with making sure that you wash the chlorine out of your hair after you spent the day at the pool. Make it your business to wash the salt water out of your hair after you spent the day at the beach. Because I plan on spending quite a few days at the beach this summer. And although I put my hair up when I go to the beach, as you saw in the picture earlier when I was sitting on the beach, let me tell you a story about that day when we was on the beach, and Vanessa and Lisa can both attest to it because they were there too. The water waves was not playing that day. When I say some of us got out in that water and they were not they, because I ain't getting the water. I put my feet in the water a little bit, but that was it. They was getting jumped by them waves. Them waves was knocking them on their asses, and every time they was trying to get up, another wave was coming in. And if you ever been to the beach in the Caribbean, there's a lot of corals and stuff in the water, and I'm a big girl. I ain't trying to be getting myself roughed up and beat down by the ocean. I have high respect for the ocean. I'm gonna leave that alone. Anywho, it was a fun day. I think Lisa got a really good video when it happened to my sister. She got in the water and that wave knocked her on her ass. And every time she tried to get up, it just was like not letting her get up. Her husband had to come to her rescue and help her get up and out of the water. But it was so funny. We had a great day that day. Stay cool. Go to the beach. Go to the pool. Sip on a little something, something. Listen to some music. Enjoy your time. Have your cookouts. Do all the fun stuff, right? Get outside. Get some air. Connect with your people. Have a good time. Be free. It's summer. Enjoy. But also, make sure you protect your hair. I have little 4-ounce bottles like this size with the spritz nozzle on the top that I keep and I carry in my bag, and I just be like every 3 or 4 hours or so. I don't want my hair to fall out because it got dehydrated. Again, my locks are really small. They're not that big. They're bigger now because I joined a lot of them. I crocheted a lot of them together. Some of them I twisted together because I like the texture of the twist. It gives my locks character. So a lot of these twists that you see in my hair, those are actually permanent. They're not held together with rubber bands. I put the twist in and I crocheted at the bottom. But at the top, if depending on how long ago I did the twist, you'll see one lock and then you see like just a section of it with the twist, and then it's bonded at the bottom. I just like the character and the texture of it. You know, that's my thing. Um, but just enjoy being out in the summertime. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Drink water and mind your business. Keeping your hair and your frizz under control in the summertime, and another product that's great for doing that is Loc Mousse. Loc Mousse I use both on my Loc clients and my natural clients. Now during the summertime, primarily with my natural clients, I do a lot of natural 2-strand twists, a lot of crochet braids, and natural braids, just so that the hair is sectioned and they are able to. And my son can attest to it because I put twist in his hair and he is able to get up and get the refresher spray and moisturize his twist and be on about his way. He don't wash his hair already and they didn't come out. So just because your hair is natural does not mean you can't do stuff to your hair and still just be on the go and move about and do whatever. When you do protective styles such as cornrows and or box braids or natural twist or crochet braids, again, there is a grace period. There's a period of time that's recommended and keeping them in, and that's 6 to 8 weeks, with an exception of an additional 2 weeks, but you do run a risk of matting hair and things like that. So if you do not want to go through the struggles of dematting your hair after taking it out, 6 to 8 weeks, take it out at least a week before reinstalling. Summertime is a great time for these styles so that you can leave your hair alone, let it rest, let it grow, right? So staying cool, get on outside. Be cool, we cool. Questions? Oh, wow. So Leah says she had blisters in Jamaica and it wasn't sunny, but when your vitamin D levels are high, you can tolerate a little sun a little longer. Okay. That's good to know. As far as the vitamin D's. But that's sad that being out in the sun like that could do that to your skin. I'm sorry that happens to you, honey. Great day on the beach. People got swallowed up. I'm telling you, them waves was not playing. Let's do the dance. Donnelly. Drink water and mind your business. I love that song. All right. You don't want your locks to get married because it's always a messy divorce. Ain't that the damn truth? You don't understand how difficult it is for me when I have to separate people's locks. So if you have locks, every day when you do your moisture routine, please rake your fingers in a downward motion through and between your locks to keep them separated. Do not wait for them to get so bonded together that you have to literally rip or cut them to pull them apart. Because, like Donnelly said, that's a messy divorce. But if you constantly, that's why I can go months and months between my retwists, is because I keep my locks separated by raking my fingers in the downward motion. You don't want to go this way because after a certain amount of time, you have a certain amount of new growth, and your finger can go in between where the new growth is instead, and you wind up, pulling, not realizing it was because your finger was between the lock. You don't broke half the base of your lock. So downward, because the fingertips are your feelers, so you can feel differently versus going this way because it's led by your fingernails, which you can't feel nothing. So thank you for pointing that out. Great tips, Donnelly. Appreciate your support in this Locs talk. So this is a reminder for everybody that's in here to please hit that thumbs up if the material that I provided for you was helpful to you. The thumbs up does help push my content along so I can reach a broader audience, because it's important to me to reach as many people as possible. Not for popularity and none of those things. Popularity does not matter to me. I educate and I teach to give back something that was taken from us long ago that was rightfully ours to begin with, which is why I don't charge people to give this information. It's important to understand that you need to know how to take care of your hair. A lot of times people keep that information from you and sit back and watch you destroy your hair so they can step in and charge you an arm and a leg to fix it. I'm here to care for your hair, but I'm certainly not going to sit back and just watch you destroy your shit without giving you the proper education to make sure that you're taking good care of it. Because what I do is on a scheduled basis, but there's work that has to come from you. That's like you go to school and summer break right now, right? You go to school, you still have to continue to use the information you learned to some degree so that when you go back to school in September, you're not struggling. There's parts that you have to do for yourself. For me, yes, I'm a certified loctician, but I did not stop learning. The classroom may have gone away, but the education continues for me on a daily basis. I learn more, and I will keep saying that I have learned more from my loc family and my clients than I did in any classroom. You get basic information in the classroom, but the real lessons are out in the world, right? So you have to take, that's just the foundation. What you get in the classroom is simply the foundation. So the information I'm providing for you right now is your foundation. It's up to you to take it out in the real world and use that information to your advantage so that you can grow within self, right? So that is what I'm going to be closing with tonight. Make sure that you make yourself your number one, your top priority. I spent a lot of time over this past couple of weeks really reflecting on understanding what healthy boundaries are and things like that. So one of the things is making sure you prioritize yourself above all. So providing you with this information is giving you a little care package to help you do that. Self-care is very important. Yes. I have another comment here. Donnelly, people love to gatekeep to see you struggle. They do. They really do. They really do. I got to put this up here because People love to gatekeep and see you struggle. They really do, especially because they may not be succeeding at what they're trying to do. And when they see you doing it or doing well, they want to pull you down and be on some bull. Like, oh, you should have asked me. And okay, right. But no, she, yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that. So take care of yourself. Enjoy your summer. Moisture, moisture, moisture. Um, Rose water, aloe vera, any of those things will help keep your moisture up. Aloe vera gel is my go-to for me during the summertime. It really helps keep my moisture up here. And yeah, so if there is no more questions, I will open the forum for some Q&A if there's any additional questions. I know there are other people that come through during these live talks, right? But they don't want, they're too shy to ask questions. Um, so I do want to talk about that real quick. And as you notice that when I have my Locs talks, they are very, they stay in a very zenful space. That's just the energy that I bring to any conversation that I have with people because it's just a piece that really serves my people, my clients, my friends, my loved ones. So that's why that's the space that we're in. Have I ever had somebody with a smart aleck as remark? Every now and then. And no, I don't make videos of rebuttal saying, oh, I can't believe you said this, with filled with insults and stuff. I really don't care because, again, how you respond and how you behave towards people really says everything that people need to know about you. So silence is a response. You know, I choose to be unbothered by negativity and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I want you all to take care of yourselves, enjoy your summer, go to the beach, go to the pool, go to the cookout. You know, I have a hard time with crowds, but man, listen, I am going to challenge myself a time or two this summer, preferably with outdoor events because I am not entering the building with a whole bunch of people. Hell no, not today. But I will spend the summer exploring and challenging myself to heal through some of the traumas of not wanting to be around massive crowds of people. And I think part of that will be choosing to be in more positive spaces and things like that. And I have the capability and the resources to find places where that is a possibility. So, um, we got two comments. Whoa. Donna Lee. When is that? Let me know, okay? I might come out there. I might come out there. Um, but yeah, so with all that being said, just to reiterate, these are the products that I talked about tonight. Made for Locs Aloe Vera Fresher Spray, right? Made for Locs Aloe Vera Gel. It comes in the pump, right? Made for Locs Lock Mousse. This is really great for taming your frizz. You just put it on your hair, and then you use a soft ball hair brush to kind of brush to get it absorbed in there. SPF mist for your hair. Now, if you are like Alea, where you have allergies to SPF, definitely want to do a skin patch test. But if you do have a reaction, go see an allergist to find out if you are allergic to all SPF or just specific ones, and then see your dermatologist to have the right one prescribed to you so that you can enjoy being outside. Be outside. Go outside. Enjoy yourselves. So thank you for joining me tonight for Locs Talk Live. Again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Share it with other people who you think will benefit from this conversation with us. And I will see y'all next week. Wait. I do have an announcement. Starting Saturday, July 1st, summer months, I will be doing quite a bit of pop-up Loc Talk lives, or just lives in general on YouTube. It's not necessarily always going to be talking about hair. Because lately I've really gotten into really just talking about life lessons and how I navigate through my life with healthy boundaries and stuff like that. So I will be doing little pop-up lives here and there, just talking about random stuff. So if you are around and you happen to see that I'm live, I definitely will inform people that I'm going to be live. And I'm going to go live and we're going to have little chats here and there. Okay? So I'll be having a good summer and I hope you do too. Sending you love, peace, and blessings. Thank you for joining me for Loc Talk Live. Bye.